what is 25 supposed to look like?
This is the skin of a 25-year-old girl who lived. Girl, stop with the rage baiting. I literally cannot DOC in her anymore on my For You page because I'm literally 25-year-old, grew up in Brazil, my whole life sun exposure, and listen, my skin is not perfect, but nothing will justify her skin. She knows her skin is shit and she's milking it.
You know, at first I was on board with this woman. I was like, you know, all women should be able to like embrace their natural features, not feel pressure to get work done, etc. So I was like all on board with this. I was like I'm very happy for her until she posted this, the skin of a 25-year-old woman who's lived. So if a woman has better skin than you, does that mean she hasn't lived?
Yesterday, I was scrolling on my TikTok feed and I saw a video that was explaining the difference between aging between black people and white people. They also referenced the popular saying, you know, black don't crack. And apparently there is a scientific explanation for that. Melanin is the pigment that gives our hair, our skin, our eyes their color and provides a built-in layer of protection against the sun. That's why signs of aging such as fine lines or wrinkles usually show up later in darker skinned people. I read studies reporting that signs of aging can actually show up a decade later in darker skinned people. I was mind blown. I had no idea. Anyways, while this creator was explaining the difference between aging and darker skinned people and lighter skinned people, he brought up 25-year-old Conley Thompson. So she's a TikToker on a mission to embrace natural skin and natural bodies. Last month, she posted a video of herself with the caption, POV, a 25-year-old woman with no work done. And that video has got over 15 million views to this day. The comments under her video were extremely weird. There's really no other way to put it. We had people giving her recommendations that she did not ask for, and we had other people posting selfies of themselves with their age. They would be like, I'm 44, no work done. Just use SPF. Basically to flex that they look better than her while being older than her. The reactions to this video were a hot mess, so we definitely need to unpack that, but we also need to unpack this larger issue with aging and why do we hate aging so much? And also, what is a 25-year-old supposed to look like? What is considered normal? So let's just break down what was going on. Let's get into this video, y'all. Hey everyone, I'm NK and welcome to another episode of Spatula Chats with NK featuring the iconic spatula. So over here we talk about beauty culture and the lives of modern women. So if you are into that, make sure you subscribe, and now let's keep on going. Let's talk about the viral video, y'all. So on October 14th, Conley decided to post a video just showing her raw, unfiltered, no makeup skin. Like, it was literally just raw. We could see everything. And it's definitely brave, especially on an app like TikTok, because they love to focus on appearances and we are so used to seeing beautiful people on that app. So to come on there with your raw skin, especially when your skin is not considered perfect, is pretty commendable. And it's tough out here because skincare, anti-aging, TikTok, all of those go together real bad. And if your skin don't look good, people are gonna give you every single recommendation under the sun just to improve it. Like, it's kind of crazy. Anyways, after Conley posted her video showing off her skin, as I said, the video went extremely viral and I think it has almost 16 million views right now. And it blew up because it sparked conversation. You know, when we think of someone who is 25 years old, we think of someone young because, well, 25 is young. So when a 25-year-old like Conley posted a video showing off her wrinkles and her texture, it sparked conversation because people don't anticipate a 25-year-old to look like that. And also because anti-aging culture is deeply ingrained into our brain cells. I stalked her page a bit and she posts a lot of videos about her life, just living authentically, training for marathons, and living with PCOS, which is polycystic ovary syndrome. This is a hormonal disorder that causes acne, excess hair growth, and irregular periods. I know quite a few people who have this condition and it's very common. It's way more common than you think. Maybe the person watching this video, maybe you even have it. I know it ain't fun, so it's definitely a lot of work, and I feel like people who have this syndrome can appreciate people like Conley who post about it. But as you can see, she is a strong advocate for embracing real skin, but unfortunately her comment section just did not pass the vibe check. Looking 20 forever has become deeply ingrained into us, and also our perceptions of age too has become completely blurred due to the rise of Botox, fillers, facelifts, just things like that. But I am getting ahead of myself. Let's get back to the video. Several commenters posted selfies. As I said before, they were just showing off their skin, and it was crazy because I'm like, some of y'all have makeup on, some of y'all might have a filter on. Y'all are showing yourselves in the best light and you're trying to compare it to her. Like, come on now. Like, I love the photo option in the TikTok comments. Like, that has made the comment sections 10 times funnier. But what are you doing? Like, why are you trying to flex to this girl who is trying to embrace her skin that you have better skin? Like, I'm just so sorry. Like, where did it come from? There were some people though in the comments like clocking their tea. They're like, y'all who are posting all these selfies, y'all are giving me secondhand embarrassment. Because really, like, what was the point? What was the point to post a photo? And other people were clearly dermatologists because they were giving her tips on how to treat her skin, like to use SPF, go to the doctor to make sure she doesn't have any issues with her. Like, there were a lot of comments, and it was so bad to the point where Conley had to say, hey y'all, I use everything that you are recommending and I don't even want recommendations. I just posted a video because I'm trying to embrace my skin and embrace my features. When she said that she uses SPF, she uses retinol, and she uses tretinool. Is that how you say it, tretinool? I think so. But for tretinool, you literally have to get a prescription for it because it is so strong. I haven't tried it. I low-key do want to try it though, but I use retinol right now and that has been working for me. So I think I'm gonna just leave it. But if you have used it, let us know in the comments down below how it is. So the consensus that people in the comments came to was that Conley looks way too old for her age and she probably has extensive sun damage and just the acne scarring and things like that. So that's why her skin looks older than it's supposed to look. Honestly, I truly have no idea if that is the case. I am not a dermatologist, so I am not going to say something that I don't know. But of course, having acne scarring, being in the sun a lot, not wearing sunscreen, those definitely contribute to aging. Because this actually reminds me of this photo. It went viral like years ago where this truck driver, I believe she was driving a truck for like 50 years, I don't know. And you know, when you're driving, like one side of your face is next to the window, so the sun is hitting it. So she had one face hitting her sun, she wore no SPF. The other side was not next to the window, so it was in the shade. And over 50 years, we saw a dramatic difference between the side that the sun was always hitting and the side that the sun was not hitting. And people are like, yo, wear your sunscreen because the UV rays, they be like trying to make you look older than you are. I think we all know that SPF is the way to go when protecting your skin from premature wrinkles, but we also have to keep in mind that genetics do play a big role as well. Like some people could do the exact same thing that Conley's doing and look completely different. So it was getting a little bit weird in the comments, and honestly, if Conley had asked for advice, then okay, sure, give her advice in the comments, but she never even asked for it in the first place. So why are y'all doing that? Like, I am so confused. Like, I was actually getting secondhand embarrassment. But honestly, anyone who has acne or any skin issues, whenever you post yourself on the internet, people will always comment on your looks. Even if your post is nothing about how you look, they will literally say, hey, like, you need to use this to clear your acne. You need to use that to lose weight. You need to, like, they will always give you advice, unwarranted advice at that. But in this case, Conley's skin was the center focus of the video. So that's why people felt more compelled to comment and do all that nonsense, because honestly, it was a mess in the comments. Like, I wasn't expecting the section to be that bad, but if a video has 15 million views, that's for a reason. And along with her video came the question, how is a normal 25-year-old supposed to look like? Anti-aging and skincare are both popular niches on TikTok. I feel like this really took off doing like beauty talk, skin talk, like they took it to a whole new extreme. I used to love beauty talk and skin talk, you know, like the skincare and all that, but is it called skin talk or skincare talk? Girl, I don't know. You know those. I used to love it because I felt like they gave good advice, but then I realized that they're kind of doing too much and it was low-key leading to overconsumption because, girl, like, why is there like a 10,000 step skincare routine? All you need is like at least 2, 3, I would say 4 good products max and you're good. You don't need to do a whole ass like 10,000 step skincare routine. But anyways, that's besides the point. But skincare on TikTok is so popular, and literally I think last year it kind of got out of hand because we had a term called Sephora Kids, where there was a bunch of kids obsessed with Sephora skincare. And let me tell you right now, Sephora skincare is not cheap at all. Trust me. I used to buy Sephora skincare, but then I realized I could get better for cheaper. Then I was like, yeah, I ain't gonna do this no more. But I do like Sephora makeup, I'll say that. I find the skincare to be more expensive than even the makeup. Like, you could buy cream that's like $200 because it promises anti-aging and it promises to remove your pores. It is crazy. And I've tried quite a bit of skincare from Sephora. To me, none of them have been worth the money. I've yet to see a difference in my appearance to the point where I'm willing to spend $200 on a cream. Not yet. In particular, I feel like Drunk Elephant was very popular. Like, all these little girls, like between like ages 11, 12-ish, they wanted to get some retinol. And I'm like, yo, retinol is too strong for a 12-year-old skin. Like, y'all have nice skin. You already have, like, unless you got acne at a young age, which I did. But these are like, we're talking about like 10, 11, 12-year-olds trying to get retinol just because they see their favorite TikToker promoting it. It is crazy. And I actually made a video about this on my channel, NK's World, my other channel called Sephora Kids, where I broke it down in depth. So if you want to get into that tea, make sure you go watch that video. But with the rise of fillers, Botox, and 10,000 step skincare routines and preventative aging culture, we are not sure how someone should look for their age. 25 used to be considered your prime, but now we have 25-year-olds getting filler to prevent aging that hasn't even started. I understand why people are so obsessed with their appearance, because we do live in a very appearance-focused world right now. Like, it has always been like this, but I feel like with the rise of social media, the rise of technology, we're constantly always seeing our faces and pretty people are getting rewarded. It has become a problem, to say the least. Plus, you saw how Conley got treated when she posted her video. So of course people are gonna go on TikTok with the filter on, make sure they look cute, have their makeup done or have their hair done or things like that. Even for this video, I did like a quick little 1-2 makeup because I'm like, okay, I'm coming on camera, let me look presentable, let me look good before these people try to roast me. But sometimes, y'all, we just need to take a step back and breathe. We often spend a lot on expensive products or treatments, all in the name of staying youthful forever. But it's a cycle that makes you spend more money. Because listen, I am all for investing in your appearance to a certain degree though, because the world can be very harsh if you don't look good. But I worry that TikTok has fueled this unhealthy desire to look young, leading people to spend thousands to maintain their look. Because Botox filler, y'all, that's not cheap. I think you have to get it every 3 to 6 months, depending on what you get, depending on your skin, just depending on a lot of factors. And filler, they say it never goes away, like it always migrates. So you might keep getting filler and getting it over and over and over again, but then it's gonna get to a point where you look overfilled and your face looks puffy and it's doing the exact opposite of what you intended. And then now you gotta get it dissolved and then start all over again. Like, it's a lot, y'all. And Botox used to be something that women would get when they're older, but now we have people in their 20s getting Botox to prevent future aging. And I don't think I've seen any study that has confirmed that that is true, that Botox can prevent future aging. Let me know if I'm wrong. But y'all, you don't need 10 different overpriced skincare products. Trust me. There are a lot of affordable options out there. Like Good Molecules is a great, I love them. Also The Ordinary. They are cheap and they still sell quality products that I use to this day. I really like their retinol. I forget the exact name of it, but I will link down below the one I use. And it's like $7 and it gets the job done. Like, y'all don't need this expensive $10,000 retinol. Like, I have literally tried the expensive one from Sephora. Maybe I have to try again, I don't know, but as of now my skin's doing great, so I don't feel the need to even spend that much money, especially since skincare is something that I repeatedly purchase because I want my skin to look a certain way. So I don't want to have to keep spending $200 on retinol if I can find something that's $7 and it still gets the job done. I'd rather spend $7 over and over and over again. And get the same result. And I say this to express that I do care about my appearance too, so I'm not dogging on anyone who cares about their appearance, but there has to be levels to it, and I feel like our unhealthy desire to look super young will be our downfall. There has to be limits to this. I feel this fear of aging is really a fear of irrelevance, especially in the spotlight where youth equals value for women. That's why facelifts are starting to become popular, especially among the younger crowd. Like, we had our filler and Botox era, but now it's looking like we are in the facelift era, like mini facelifts, not full facelifts, to prevent future aging. Like, it's kind of crazy, because have y'all heard of Kris Jenner's facelift? That has been all over my page. Everyone has been talking about it, trying to find out the doctor, because the surgeon did a good job. However, you know, she's wearing makeup, and also I'm sure the photos are being edited. So personally, I want to see her like in person to see how it actually looks in real life. Anyone can go edit their face and make themselves look young. But y'all, look at the screen right now and tell me if Kris Jenner looks 70. She's a 70-year-old woman, and at this point, in 10 years, I wonder what the new 70 will look like. I wonder what the new 25 will look like. We keep saying that we want to normalize aging, but what does that even mean anymore? When a 25-year-old with a few wrinkles goes viral, it's not because she looks shocking, it's because the internet has forgotten what a real face looks like. If you think that she looks older than her age, okay, fair enough, but as I said, we have to remind ourselves that genetics play a huge role, and if she's not looking for advice, then don't give advice. We've spent so much time behind filters, fillers, and ring lights that what we consider normal has become unrecognizable. Even when someone appears barefaced, it's often still kind of a performance. Perfectly imperfect, just relatable enough to be shared. And that's the thing, the internet doesn't want normal. It wants an aesthetic version of normal. Normal that has a symmetrical face, no pores, flattering, and always camera ready. But real normal is messy. Real normal is texture, pores, discoloration, and hyperpigmentation. But because we've turned our faces into content, even authenticity has to look good now. There's no single way to look 25, 30, or even 40. There's just a version of yourself that reflects your life, your genes, your habits, and your look. Everything else is marketing. But let me know what you think about the situation. Don't do too much in the comments because she was crying on her TikTok, so let's not add to that. But I also wrote about this on my Substack too, where I went into more depth, so you can check that out. I will link that down below and let me know your thoughts. I will see y'all later. So bye.